Leach back here on South Beach at Future Proof, and I'm joined by Matt Hougan, the CIO of Bitwise Asset. It might be windy, but it's sure beautiful. I mean, I can't complain. This is a nice day for being at the office.
It is better than being in a hotel ballroom, for sure.
That is for sure. By the way, I'm loving the space glasses.
Oh, thank you.
I got to go pick some of those up. It's definitely the beach look. Matt, let's talk about where we're at in crypto. And it's a fascinating time, it really is. We got a new administration that, allegedly is going to be crypto friendly. When it comes to the outlook right now, how do you guys see it at Bitwise as everything blows away?
So we're extraordinarily bullish long term, and we think the short term is challenging. If you look at what's happened in crypto, there's been enormous good news. We now have a strategic Bitcoin reserve. That was a crazy idea a year ago. We have an SEC that's pro-crypto. We have institutions moving in. From my view, the long-term outlook suggests Bitcoin going to 200,000. But in the short term, we're worried about the economy. Crypto is a risk-on asset, so it's suffering. So short-term, risky, long-term, extraordinarily bullish. That's how we look at it from Bitwise.
Yeah, let the people know when it comes to what you guys are doing at Bitwise. If you're a potential client out there, what is the message you want to give them?
Sure. So we're a crypto-specific asset manager. We've been in this market since 2017. So we've seen the bull and bear markets alike.
You've seen it all, my friend.
We have seen it all.
Because of the space glasses.
That's why I wear them, to protect myself. But what we've seen from our investors who have been with us long-term is that long-term time in the market in crypto pays off. That's the message right now. Yes, the market is off from its all-time highs, but there is so much good long-term news. So we create ETFs, we create funds, we help investors access this market.
Now, I think something that, and you brought this up, but I think it's brilliant to be able to explain this to people. A lot of people have been asking me, Bitcoin reserve, what does that mean? Explain to people why it's important to have a strategic reserve and what that can mean for the actual future of crypto.
Yeah, so there are two reasons. Why is it important for America is one question. The answer to that is that Bitcoin has the potential to be a major geopolitically important asset. We see governments around the world buying it. Do you want to wait till it's too late to get in, or do you want to build your position now? The reason it's important for crypto investors is the biggest existential risk to crypto has always been that governments wouldn't like it.
Right.
To an extent, crypto, offers an alternative to fiat currencies, to the dollar, to the euro, to the ruble. I didn't know how it would co-opt governments. The amazing thing to me over the last 6 months is we found a way to get governments on the side of crypto. I think it removed the last existential risk to Bitcoin, made it a much better risk-mitigated investment, and it makes me extraordinarily bullish long term.
Yeah, isn't the old adage that when you don't know, you get afraid of? And now that we're finally getting those final people to get, Ecuador got involved. This is the future. I mean, you look like you're in the future right now. We're on the beach of Future Proof. People need to get on board. It doesn't mean that you have to have your whole portfolio in crypto, but we're going there.
That's definitely right. And it's not the Bitcoin of 5 or 10 years ago, right? BlackRock is in the space, Fidelity in the space, Stan Druckenmiller owns Bitcoin, Ray Dalio owns Bitcoin, the United States owns Bitcoin. If you're a US citizen, the United States is holding the equivalent of $45 of Bitcoin in your name in this strategic reserve. So this is not this sort of emergent, risky, maybe it goes away tomorrow asset. You're absolutely right. It's here for the future. It's going to be bigger in the future than it is today. Sure. And as a small part of a portfolio, for some investors, it can make a lot of sense.
Matt, who else is buying Bitcoin right now? Because I know it's not just MicroStrategy.
No.
There's got to be, I know there's a lot of movement going on with that.
Yeah, so there's sort of 3 horsemen of insatiable demand, as I like to call them.
So it's not the 4 horsemen.
No, it's not 4.
We don't want the
It's just 3. That's right. Just 3. So the first is ETFs. ETFs last year bought 500,000 Bitcoin. To put that in context, Bitcoin only creates another 160,000 Bitcoin per year. So they're buying 3x the new supply. And that's coming from retail, but it's also coming from institutions. The 9 of the 10 largest hedge funds own Bitcoin. Many endowments are starting to own Bitcoin. So that's one. Corporations, it's not just MicroStrategy. There's 70 publicly traded companies that own Bitcoin. They're accumulating more every day. And then we mentioned governments. We saw the US create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. You mentioned El Salvador. Also, Abu Dhabi bought $500 million of Bitcoin ETFs. So corporations, governments, and institutions. And there is just a lot of capital that has to come into this market. Bitcoin's a $1.7 trillion asset. I think institutions need to buy $1 trillion. I don't know where that supply is going to come from to meet that unless the price goes up. So at least that's my long-term thesis.
It's a pretty fascinating time to be alive, isn't it?
It's a wonderful time to be alive.
Matt Hougan, the CIO of Bitwise Asset Manager. Thanks for looking into the future with us here at Future Proof.
Thanks for having me, man.
Pleasure's mine.
Appreciate it.